Hey guys, Dr. Dex here. Thank you for coming to the Dr. Dex podcast. I have actually two very special guests. I consider them my friends. Her name is Noah and Victor from LA Dex. You guys, thank you for being on the Dr. Dex podcast.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I got to be honest. I'm a little bit shell-shocked right now because Victor personally told me at a trade show that he would never be on my podcast. Yet here you are.
Here I am.
So is this something your wife made you do? Noah, oh, you're great. I really appreciate it. Hey, you know what, Victor? You're going to bring a special angle to this, okay? So I appreciate you being here. And so, first of all, why don't you guys introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
Okay, so first, maybe not everyone know, but my name is Naama, and I was born and raised in Israel. And when I moved to America, I basically decided to shorten my name just because that it was really hard with the spelling and my accent for people sometimes to understand and definitely to pronounce my name. So yeah, I goes by Noah, but my name is Naama, and I am right now the CEO, I would say, of LA Dex and Beyond Lumber. So I have two companies that I'm trying to run under the same wing with amazing right hand, Victor, and on my left, Roy. And we're trying to make it as successful as we can.
That's amazing. And we're going to get into all that. We are. Mm-hmm. Victor, what's your role in the company?
Oh, I'm making sure stuff happens at the job sites.
Now you used to be out in the field banging the nails, right?
I'm not.
You're hardcore.
Yeah, I'm not banging nails anymore.
Right, but you used to.
Well, I used to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really hard to get out from doing that and start managing and not just, using the hammer and nails.
Well, that totally makes sense. And someday I aspire to be like that as well in my company. And it's something you guys see. That's the thing. I'm so happy you're here because you guys truly inspire me. And every time I see you, it's an absolute must that I have to at least say hello, shake your hand, give you a hug. You guys are special to me. You mean something to me. So I'm very grateful that you're here. And I'm very grateful. I really honestly didn't think that you guys would do this. And I thought I was going to be dealing with your son, which is fine. I think he has a great backstory too. He actually told me a couple things like, hey man, I could turn this into something good, but this is even better. It's like you guys just gave me this blessing, a gift. And I'm very grateful because I'm really interested to hear how this happened, how you came to America, how you met your husband, and so on and so forth. But let's start. Noah, we're going to start with you. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's rewind let's hit the rewind button a little bit. And so where did you grow up?
So I grew up in a suburban near Netanya, which is kind of middle of Israel, 20 minutes north of Tel Aviv.
Okay.
Amazing area, very safe, very close to the beach. I have an amazing family, amazing friends. Grew up all of us together. I have a very warm family where my mom and my dad are super involved in my life. And to be honest, the last thing I ever thought or anybody will think that I will just leave and go away and, create a new life in Israel. It wasn't planned. I wasn't planning on that. It wasn't part of my dreams. Never.
Okay. So you're growing up, you grow up with this loving family in a beautiful location. And so you had a beautiful childhood and what was schooling like? Like your elementary and how did that work for you as far as schooling? Do you have a traditional?
I was really good at school. I finished with really high grades, elementary and high school, obviously. And then I started my BA.
You did Army first, 18.
Yes, after the Army, I started we're going to talk a little bit about the army soon.
Yeah,
But
back up a minute. Hold on. You just can't say something. You can't say something like that and just keep going. You gotta explain to me. So you're
so
going to.
finish high school in Israel, it's mandatory when you finish high school to volunteer to IDF. I was Air Force
Cool.
for 2 years. I was basically training young pilots as
Really?
doing some physical activities. We need to keep them in shape when they're very,
Okay.
very young. Did
So
my
fitness. You were doing
yep,
fitness. Okay. So hold
exactly.
on. Hold on.
PE teacher.
So I'm sorry to go back a little bit, but so in your junior high and high school, you said you're really good at academics. Were you into sports or like you said fitness? So were you into fitness at all or anything like that?
Not at all. There is nothing related between what you do in high school to where you go to the army or you volunteer to the army and where you end up at. I was very lucky because the Air Force is an amazing place to be. Many people really wants to go there. To be honest, I have no idea how did I get there. It just happened, and I found myself in the south of Israel in an amazing base. Everything you can dream on and everything you can see on the TVs,
Movies.
on the movies, which is very different from where he was. But I had a pool and I had crazy life and friends, and I had
Fun.
an amazing 2 years
Good
spending
for
at
you.
the IDF. Yes.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You were in high school, and as soon as you finished high school, the government's like, okay, you're heading over here.
Yeah.
You're going in the military. You don't have a
Yep.
choice.
You don't have a choice in mandatory. Yeah.
So did you know Victor at this time?
No. So
Did you meet
I
Victor? Did you meet Victor here? I
no
know.
no no no.
Okay.
So when I was in high school, I had a very good friend sitting next to me in class, and she happened to be Victor's sister, young sister.
Ah,
She
okay.
always told us about her handsome brother,
Of
but
course.
he wasn't around. He was in the military, and then he was traveling the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew about him just from her stories.
Okay.
And she always told us, all the girls, be careful, don't fall in love with him. He's crazy. Stay away. Don't tell me that I haven't told you. Just stay away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But when I saw him at the first time that I actually came to her house and you were there, I already knew that he will be my husband.
Oh.
He did not,
Oh.
but I knew.
Yeah.
I had to say it to him.
He figured it
Um,
out. I bet you figured it out pretty quickly, actually. That's awesome. Okay, so
yeah,
so you were at this great base and you were going back into your military section. So did you just serve 2 years and that's it?
and that's it.
Yeah, women
Okay.
do 2 years, men do 3 years
Right.
minimum.
Men do 3 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in the timeline of when you were in the Air Force, Noah, where was Victor in his journey?
You can tell. So Victor basically moved to Israel when he was 16, and you can take it from
So
here.
yeah,
Where were you, Vic?
I was born and raised in Sweden,
Okay.
not Switzerland, Sweden. By
Okay.
Norway up
Ro-
north.
Gotcha.
Yeah, a lot of Americans mistaking Switzerland and Sweden.
Well, not me,
Yeah.
man. I would never do that to you.
Yeah, growing up in Sweden, my dad is Israeli, my mom is Swedish.
Okay. Cool.
So I was the only Jew. I'm Jewish in school. I was a Christian school,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was like about 13, kids in school, I'm Jewish, and kids can be kids, and I got the bully letters and all that stuff. But I was a big guy, very strong and big, and so never got bullied physically, but got the jokes and all that stuff. And I decided at 16 that I'm moving to
Okay.
Israel by myself. I
Really?
left my Yep, I left my parents in Sweden, and I basically moved by myself to Israel.
Oh, that's a pretty
Yep.
young age to say I'm out of here.
Yep, my parents did everything in their power to make me fail. They wanted me
Okay.
back in Sweden. And yeah, but I was very determined to make it.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, then in 18, basically went into the army.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a unit that is very similar to the American Marines.
Okay.
Went in there, did some special unit inside the Marines, basically.
Okay.
Did it for 3 years, came out, um, went back to school because I didn't finish high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I finished my high school after the army. And then after finish that, I traveled. Basically traveled all over United. I'm missing 2 states in United States. I've seen it all. I've done it
Wow.
all. Coast to
Good for
coast,
you.
south to north. I've seen probably every city, done everything America has to offer.
Mm-hmm.
I lived probably almost 2.5 years in New York, and from there, basically, I traveled. Um, I become a tractor trailer driver, and that's how I basically did long distance drives all over the United
Moving.
States.
So you had to get your CDL for that, right?
Yep, I did that.
How did you obtain that?
I did that in Florida. I got my driving license in Florida. I got my CDL, and yeah, never.
Yeah.
When I started, I never sat in a truck. And it was basically I'm doing this, and I did it.
That's really cool. So like
Yeah.
at your lumber yard, if they need the truck moved and nobody knows how to
Oh,
drive it, you can jump up in there and
that's not a
make
problem.
roll that
Yeah,
baby.
yep.
Awesome, man. And so, okay.
So that's it, two and
So
a half years done with that. Had enough. Went back to Israel, and
This is
so how
where we
old were
met.
you? How old were you, Vic, when you went back to Israel?
I would say 24,
Okay.
25 maybe.
So you were still pretty young
Uh,
to even have a CDL and drive a semi, right?
I had no fear. Yeah, I didn't know. I'm
Still don't.
telling you, like nothing. If I decide to do something, I will do it. I even worked
That's
on a fishing boat in Alaska.
see why these
I'm
guys
telling
inspire me?
you, I did everything.
Really? You went to
Yeah.
Alaska and
Yep.
was on a fishing boat. One of the most dangerous
Yeah.
jobs in the world.
You remember you have a series on TV. The
I watch it.
yeah, they
Deadliest
fishing
Catch.
stuff and stuff like that. It was pretty new
That was
then.
Victor.
I'm like, I'm going to do that, and I basically bought a ticket to Alaska, and I went and I did that. That's how I
Wow.
am. When I'm deciding something, I'm going for it.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's a great way to
and
be.
it's the only way to be. That's the only way. If you want to do something, you need to do it because life is short. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Go
and
do it. Go do it,
went
dang it.
back. Yep, went back 25. I was recruited for
Israeli.
it's a special, yeah, it's a police unit basically. Was a detective for 7 years. Um,
Okay.
very high,
Now he's shocked. Like, okay, that's too much.
very
It keeps getting
high,
better.
very high intensity, very stressful.
Drug unit.
We started that I
Oh.
was 2 years in drug, something like drug enforcement, and then the whole unit switched up to be organized crime.
Mm.
I think, yeah, when Noah met me, um, I already was 5 years into the to being. So basically, you don't have a life. You're never
Mm.
home. It's not a 8 to 5 job or 9 to 5 job. It's basically I'm leaving in the morning and I don't know when I'm coming back. That's how it works. So that's when Noah met me. That basically how I
Yeah.
live. Basically, she know that she cannot ask me question because everything is hush hush. So
Mm.
I was in for days, and I never, maybe see her once or twice a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's tough.
we got married, and
Wait, so yeah, I met you. So I met him when I was at the university.
yeah.
I was a student in Bar Ilan University in Tel Aviv,
So this is
and
after you were in the Air Force.
Air Force, yes,
Okay.
and we are, yeah, and that was 2000, and we decided that we want to, to have a family. We want to get
Mm-hmm.
married. He was a policeman, um, and I was working at a company, a communication company, very similar to AT&T. I
Mm-hmm.
was managing a door-to-door sales team of about 30, 40 guys, much older than me, and a huge department of sales department that answering phone calls, and did sales all my life, just working at the communication company, and he's working as an officer or as a policeman.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided that we want to raise a family. So we got married. It's in a huge
Wedding.
wedding. We
Mm-hmm.
had
Mm-hmm.
600 people at our wedding.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Whew.
know in America it sounds like a lot. In Israel, it's pretty normal. But, I have a big family. He has family, lots of friends. My friends are a little bit more of the side of who can, do some things and drink and stuff. And he's
Smoking
smoking and stuff. And
Ah.
and his friends are coming from the police. And we all get together at the 600 people at the wedding, crazy wedding, 24 hours.
What?
Um, and
It's
yeah,
almost a day and a night,
yeah.
thing.
And great party, having fun. 9 months later, I found myself pregnant with Roy, very young age. And yeah, at 25, I already became a mom.
Awesome.
And 2 years later, again, and now I have two kids. And
Okay.
life in Israel are not easy, very expensive. Victor is not home all the time, very very busy, and I'm working hard. So basically, my family are raising the kids. My mom, my dad, my sister, and I know that it's not the right way. I understand that we have to do some change in order to make this life a little bit easier. And Victor is also decided that the police is not for him. He doesn't really see the kids. He's always putting himself in a danger, and it's about time to make some changes. And Victor joined Kobe from California, deck builder. Back then, he used to be Geppetto Dex. I don't know if you guys remember Pinocchio, the
Yes.
movie Pinocchio.
Of course.
So the grandfather, what was his name?
Was it
Geppetto.
Geppetto, yeah.
So Kobe, he opened a decking company at that time in Israel with that name, and Victor joined him, and we were partners in Israel. And Victor started building decks and wood houses, which is here regular houses. In Israel, there is no such a thing. All the houses in Israel are basically concrete and blocks. And Kobe wanted to bring something new and start building these wood houses. And they started an amazing project for one of our best friends, and we're exactly where I live. And they built this new, beautiful new house. And maybe a year later, Kobe is telling us that he got an amazing opportunity in Los Angeles, and he's moving to LA, and will stay with the company. Um, I just told him good luck. I never been in America before. It's like I said, it wasn't my dream. I heard about America, but it was far away and not something that we can we can do. He was able to do it because that his brother was here, and his brother basically called him to move. And by that time, I already finished my BA and MA. Not finished my MA, just kind of in between. But I have 2 kids, and like I said, life wasn't easy for us. And one of my friends, his boss, I met him in some place, and he asked me if I want to try relocate to America. He want to give me a job. And I said, I heard so many good things about America, and one of my friends just moved to LA. Maybe we can go. I did not understand back then that he's sending me to Minnesota, which is totally different and far away from LA.
Right.
And July of 2007, Victor and I, and 2 kids and 2 suitcases moved to America.
Wow.
So we moved to Minnesota. July, everything is beautiful. So many lakes, the sun is shining, people are amazing, they all smile to us. I have a nice job, and everything looked great. Now let's start our life. It wasn't easy, but it was manageable.
Mm-hmm.
Small things that you don't know as an immigrant. They told us that the house they said furnished. When I thought furnished, I thought I'm going to come to a house with bed and linens and, couches and stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently, they meant that the house has
Utilities.
not utilities. The house has microwave, oven,
Washer and dryer.
washer and dryer. And first night we were moving in. Ronnie is a year old, Roy is 3 years old, and we found ourselves with no beds and no nothing. And it's 10 p.m. We have nowhere to go. Hotel wasn't an option. We had no money to just go to a hotel. So we were like, we told Roy this is a campsite and that we are sleeping on the ground in a camping. It's a camping situation. And then the day after, find a way to
We went to IKEA.
IKEA,
I bought
and
everything.
buy everything from forks and knives to beds and linens. It was just like crazy. 3 days to start buying stuff so we can put it in a 2-bedroom apartment that we got in Minnesota.
Wow.
And it wasn't easy, but it was an adventure, and we loved that, and we were happy. And I was working in that Hoff Jewelers. It's a jewelry company that when I was in Israel, people told me that it's an amazing, successful company, but it took me about a month and a half to realize that it's not successful. They're almost closing. They're losing a lot of money. All the owners are just cheating and doing crazy stuff to each other, and I'm in between of that craziness. And I was very, very miserable because now going back to Israel wasn't an option yet. I don't want to give up, but on the other hand, I'm in a crazy area, and winter came, and winter was so hard in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I was moving from Tel Aviv to Minnesota. It's definitely not an easy thing. I couldn't find friends, not many Israelis there, definitely not many Jewish there, definitely not Israelis. I had very basic English, if any. It was really hard for me to communicate with people who doesn't understand Hebrew. 2 little kids, work is hard. And I think that I was just crying every day. I hated that. I just hated that. Then my birthday, January 29th, winter is crazy, cold. Victor is coming home. Hey, I had a small project that I've done, and I have some money, and I bought you a present for your birthday. And I said, okay, what's the present? Ticket back to Israel? He said, no, that's too expensive, but ticket to go to visit a friend in LA. And I said, okay, that sounds good. The kids are coming with me. He said, yeah, I'm going to stay here. You can go with the kids for the weekend and enjoy LA. I said, okay. I took the kids. I landed in LAX, and my friends came and picked me up through Malibu to the Pacific coast. And I saw the ocean. and
The
the weather was amazing. The sun was shining, January, and I'm calling Victor and I say, "Hey, dude, this is America.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know where we at, but this is America, and I'm not coming back."
But she gave me two choices, and you're married, so when
Yep.
you can feel on the pitch of your wife when she's talking that you don't have a choice.
Right.
And she gave me, you have two choices. You can meet me in Israel, or you're coming here. Make a decision. You have 3 days.
I said, "I'm not going back to Minnesota, never." And to be honest, I never went back until today, not even to say bye. I am not coming back. I have the kids. Either I'm calling my dad to buy me tickets from here back home, or you are coming here and we can start trying our life here. And he got to understand that I'm very serious and I'm not coming back.
That wasn't an argument. You can hear the tone on the voice that you don't have a choice. So the next day I went to Penske, rented a truck.
Drove.
Yeah, it took me a day and a half to pack the whole house, and basically I drove for 3 days to get to Los Angeles by myself.
Wow.
So get to LA, 2008, end of January 2008.
Okay, so how old are you guys? How old are you around approximately?
Around. So I was around 30 years old, and you were 34, 30, yeah, 34. Yeah.
Okay.
2 kids.
All right.
And starting our life in LA.
This is a great story, man. I'm grateful for you. And so okay, so we're in LA, and what's next?
So renting a house, again, an apartment, and the worst that you can imagine. Really, the worst that you can imagine. We had no money. I think the budget was $500 a month or $700 a month. That's all we could afford. Carpets all over. A boy, 5 years old. A girl, a year and a half. And need to start our life. And Victor is telling me, Kobe is here. Maybe we can contact him and try to partner again. We're calling Kobe and we love him and he's a great friend. But back then he told us, no, I'm partnered with my brother and I have a successful business and we cannot do business together. Victor wasn't really happy, but I told him it's okay. He will be California deck, we will be LA decks, and we're gonna do better.
Hey, all right, I love it. So what year is this?
That's 2008, middle of 2008.
Still 2008. So in 2008, you guys became LA decks.
We basically became LA decks. At the beginning, the first year, Victor was the only one who was working. Like I said, I have 2 little ones. I have no English, not even very basic English. I could go to the market and get what I want, but I couldn't just go to work. I couldn't write estimates. I couldn't. His English was much better because in Sweden, they learned English at school. With me, even though I finished my BA and started my MA, my English was very basic. You don't really need that in Israel. Today, it's much better, but back then, just learn English at school or for, to pass the test on the degree, you basically need to know the ABC and to write 2 or 3 letters. That's it. So I was able to communicate, but definitely not go out, meet clients, write estimates, contracts, definitely wasn't a part of it.
Right.
And he started going, meeting clients, maybe 1 client a month, sometimes even that, not that.
I remember it was 2008, it was very difficult.
Bad time to start a business, right?
Yep. We had a few friends of ours that we met here and they helped us. I have some handyman job that I needed a house here. I need you to put shelves there. I need you to, maybe remodel a kitchen was one thing that we've done. But every other month we had a project. Very, very poor, very hard life. Um, I really remember myself telling Victor, wow, next month, I don't know how we're going to buy food. And I told to myself, that's it. It's enough is enough. We tried. America is great. Maybe not for us. We can go back. I'm coming from a great place in Israel. Why suffer? Why staying here and fight? Fight for what? And then we had at the apartment that we rented, we had that huge tree that was bothering me all the time, was making a huge mess, and the branches were like knocking on the windows and making noises, so the kids wake up at night because of that tree. And I told Victor, do me a favor, you're not working today, let's just cut the tree. And he said, because we couldn't call a gardener and we had no one to. So he took a ladder, climbed up the ladder, cut the tree, the branches, and fell. And
So I fell off a 3-foot ladder, and
ladder.
ladder.
Yeah.
And I broke. So it's a I basically
Twisted.
twist. It's like it's a twist. My foot was in the backside of my
Oh.
Very
Yeah.
bad.
Oh.
Very bad.
180 degrees
that's it.
turn, and
Yeah.
that
So he
hurts.
broke his leg, lots of surgeries, and 2 weeks of hell in the hospital. And I'm calling my dad and I'm telling him enough is enough. Buy me tickets. I'm coming home. When Victor can walk, we're coming home. I don't want to cry. And
Aw.
a lady is calling LA Dex, and she's like, "Hi, I have a deck in Santa Barbara, and I need someone right away." And Victor is telling me, "Okay, this is your chance. You did sales all your life. You have to go there and talk to the lady." And I'm telling him, "Tell her what?" And he's like, "I don't know."
So basically, I had to teach her because in Israel we're doing metrics, and here you're doing feet
Yeah,
and inches.
imperial. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
He's taking a tape
measurement.
measure.
I had to teach her. This is 12 inches. This is 1 inch. And like trying to explain
Oh
to her.
man.
Yeah.
And she went.
And I went to that
you
lady.
were pregnant too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And back then I already pregnant again. 6 months pregnant.
You were 8 months.
8 months.
You were big.
Yeah.
Maybe it
And,
helped sell the deck, right?
So I'm going through that lady in Santa Barbara, and I'm all the way there, just telling myself, just go there, 2 hours away from Victor and the kids, Santa Barbara. The view is amazing. Just do what you can, and if not, that's fine. Next week we're going back, so who cares? And I met that amazing lady. She just moved from China. If I did not know English, she knew even less.
Okay.
And we start to communicate with our hands. And she is telling me, paint the deck. She wanted to refinish the deck.
Mm-hmm.
And and then she's talking to me and how beautiful you are and where you came from. And I'm trying to explain to her, and she doesn't understand what I'm saying, and I don't understand what she's saying. But she keeps telling me Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. And I thought that she's talking about her dog. I never heard of Gucci. In Israel,
Okay.
where I'm from, Gucci wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she keeps telling me Gucci. And I think that Gucci, that's her dog. And I'm patting the dog. And I'm like, oh, nice Gucci, nice Gucci. Back after that, I realized that I had a boots that I bought at the flea market for maybe $20 in Israel. That
Fake
maybe
Gucci.
it was a fake Gucci or something that looked to her like Gucci, but she really likes my boots. And that was the Gucci, not the dog.
Okay.
Then I learned who's Gucci, right? But back then I had no idea. And she's like, "Oh, I love you, I love you. What's the price?" And I told her $15,000 because Victor told me, take the measurements and just multiply by something. But I did not understand what I'm selling her, and I just sold her refinish of a 500 square feet deck for $15,000.
Wow.
She
Good
comes
job.
home. She comes home and give me there was a written
Yeah, we had
contract.
just like a plan paper and said paint the deck. That's all. That's what it said. And she signed, I signed, and I put in numbers in Hebrew and English. It's the same. 15,000. The dollar sign was on the wrong side. So
She comes home and give me the measurement. I'm like, something is very wrong.
Not really.
No, this is if I was your subcontractor, I'd probably charge you 2,500, maybe 3,000. I'm making good money, and you sold it for 15,000.
at the beginning, he told me, no, this is 1,500. And I said, no,
No.
it's 15,000. I said thousands a few times, and it's also in writing, 1,000.
So
Then we had an argument because Victor, you said, no, so she probably wants a new deck. And if I'm building a new deck, 15,000, it's not enough. And I told him, I don't know. We said paint the deck.
So took my guy. I was in crutches and I had, the surgery and all that. So I called my guy. He picked me up in the morning, and we went there to measure. Basically, I want to make sure I'm getting into something that I can deliver. Basically, I'm like, again, she measured it right, and but she charged a lot. I go back home and say, you understand that you made on 2 hours back and forward, you made like $11,000-$12,000 if I was a subcontractor. You made money today that we haven't done in half a year where we've been here. And she looks at me and said, from now on, you go into the estimates. And that's what happened. She basically starting selling, and she's selling, I'm doing the projects.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the first time that I basically met a client that I was able to understand what they want, and then just one by one, every time someone was calling us, every once in a while, I used to go out and bringing back my, I guess, sales ability, and start talking to clients, and it took me not long time to understand that it's not luck. And it's not that I was lucky to get that project. It's something that I'm doing right, talking with the clients and, getting to know them and get to understand and what they need, and maybe a little bit of a design feature that I love and I have, more than, just build a deck. And at the beginning, it was really hard. People used to, first, they were waiting for Noah, and they were waiting for a guy named Noah. And then I showed up, lady, female, pregnant. And I remember clients looking at me and it's like, who are you? What are you doing here? You sure you know the answers? Where is the contractor? Why did he send you? I didn't ask for a salesperson. And every time I had to convince them that I really know what I'm doing, and if I'm giving them an answer, it's because that I know the answer and I'm not just saying things. And and every time when I did not know, I had to ask them, to come back with answers. And I used to go to Victor and ask him these questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? I want to remind you, I didn't have an iPhone that I could take pictures. I had to do like hand drawings and come to Victor's and explain to him what I've seen, and he need to explain to me now, okay, this is what needs to be done, and sometimes come back with me to the client and look into it, and then I have to go back and do the estimate. So it was really, really hard at the beginning, and we didn't really know. We knew that we don't want to do anything indoor, only outdoor. But it was patio covers and decks and pools and
Fences.
It's just and fences, and at the beginning we just did everything we can. We lost some money here and there. We did not understand the permit situation that is so hard here in LA. We built a deck on a hillside, and then the city asked us to remove it, and we had to return the money to the client. We had everything. We learned by the hard way how to work right, how to work in America, like Americans, and not just like
cutting corners
and hoes and does, and just, Joe Schmo is coming and building something. No, you have to work by the book. You have to work with permits. You have to do everything.
License.
Yeah, getting the
Yep.
license, insurances.
Yep.
Everything was new to us, and we had to figure out everything ourselves. I remember myself coming to sign a contract for $20,000, which was a lot of money for me. And the client, okay, where is your insurance? And I'm like, what type of insurance do you need? The house insurance? Like, what do you want? And he's like, no, liability insurance. And I'm like, I don't think I have it. Let me check. And he realized that we don't have it, and he signed contract with someone else, and I was so upset. But since then, I have liability insurance.
Of course you do. Yeah, you guys are above the board now, huh?
And I remember that we had a guy injured in a job site, and we had no workers' comp. And then we learned that we need workers' comp. So everything happened on the wrong foot. In
Right.
order for us to understand, no one taught us, no one helped us. We had to figure out step by step, what do we need in order to go to the next step.
That's a difficult path.
It is. It was.
I call that the school of hard knocks.
Yes.
And I have a
Every time
PhD.
we
I have a
did a
PhD
mistake-
in that.
Exactly. Every time we did a mistake, we learned, we learn. Okay, this is how much it costs us for learn. And then one day, I remember myself screaming at him, how much more do you need to learn? You're already a doctor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh man! Wow, guys, that's crazy. So
yeah.
when did everything start to click? Noah,
So-
you are known now as the designer as well for your company, correct? So
Yes.
how did design? When did that come about? How did that? Like, when was there a spark or something that happened, or when did you start taking reins and making the designs for your projects?
I'm always saying that I'm not a designer, and I don't have a designer degree, and I never went to learn anything about design. I love fashion. I love to work to put things together and accessorize, and I can do it really nice, but I'm not a designer. And I really think that even doing the design for clients, it's really part of the sales to really understand what the client wants, what he needs, and also what right for him, because sometimes people don't know, and you have to lead them to understand what they need. And be honest with them and tell them, hey, I understand that this is what you want, but it's not going to work for you, and explain to them why it won't work for them. If you come to a house, a huge house with amazing view, and now the client want to build a hillside deck because that's what someone told him that he should do, and I can turn his existing flat backyard to something amazing that he can entertain hundreds of people on the backyard without going into the hillside and foundation and soil testing and engineering, and convince him that that will work better for him. That's the key. It saved him money. It saved him time.
It saves you
helped
guys a
him-
lot of frustration, right?
Exactly. And I think that that was basically the key, because we always were very honest with the clients, always tried to find what best for them and not just what best for my pocket at the end of the day.
Fair enough.
So I don't think that it's being a designer. Again, it's just being and learn with experience what work and what's not working, and just move it to the next client.
Sure.
And people think that because of all these designs that I'm a designer, but no, I don't have any background of design. I have my BA is criminology,
Okay.
and then some business, but definitely not a design background.
But are you not the designer of? Do you not design some of the projects that you guys build?
She
does all the designs.
I do all the designs, but everything I'm doing is based on experience. It's not
Okay.
something I went to school and learned.
Maybe you're calling it something else than I do, but like to me, that means that you have a aesthetic eye for what you're doing, that
Right.
you can see certain things certain ways, but you also understand flow, there's some basic
Exactly.
things as deck builders that we do that make sense, and some things that we don't. Like if you have a small area, you really don't want to chop it up too much and make all these different levels that people are going to be tripping over, and there's no real space to entertain. But okay, so but after 2008, did you slowly just start like putting the parts together and saying, you know what, this makes more sense to me to do it this way. Why don't we try building this one out like this?
First, remember that we also a married couple, and working together was a nightmare. And we got to a few points where we almost like got divorced, because you're always bringing it home. You always fight for, things that are happening in work. And I think the big change happened when my father one time came here and he saw what's happening and how we are struggling. And he said, you know what, from now on, this business will divide into two. You're going to do the sales, and you're going to manage the sales department, and you're going to meet clients, and you're going to help them to do the designs and the sales. But once the client signed the contract, he's not your client anymore. You are selling it to Victor, and this is his division. And from now on, you're not getting involved. No one want to hear what you have to say. You're not managing Victor. You're not his boss. He will take it from here and he will build it with his abilities to build things so nice, with such, so much of a nice finishes and dedicated to details. He know what he's doing, and you have to trust him. And that's how you're going to manage the company. And I think that only at that point, when we understood that I'm not part of the building, but he's not part of the sales, this is where things start to pick up, because I was only concentrating on doing the sales. And I was only concentrating. I don't have to manage the project. I don't have the headache of managing project, what materials to order, what materials not to order, how to manage the guys, what the guys need, what's their request. I don't need any of it. I'm just focusing on when the next contract will sign. And I just became a machine of bringing contracts. And when it was too much for me, I brought salesmen that will work with me, and I taught them how to do it. And some of them are big competitors right now.
Yeah, but, I think I know of one for sure. Yeah.
They learned, I can tell you that 3 of them, but they learned from the best, and now they're great.
Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah. They learn from the best. Doesn't make them the best, though, does it, Noah? Okay, well, so during this time,
you have enough work for everyone. With Victor's side of the business, I think that the challenge back then, like I mentioned before, the challenge was to get him to understand that he is not a builder anymore. I don't want him to use the hammer and the driller. That's it. To the point that one time when he purchased a new truck, I went to Ford and I told them, don't put that box, how you call that? Toolbox that he purchased. They said, but he paid for it. I said, I don't care. Don't put it on the car. And they're like, but what do you want us to do with that? I said, I don't care. Sell it to someone else. We don't need that. And he's like, but your husband is a contractor. I said, not anymore. And he didn't understand what I want.
It was a very difficult state of mind transition to do, for being a builder to holding the tools and, skill saw, drills, and you're doing all.
We had that fight. Yeah, we had the fight all the time. I told him, Victor, once you are turning your face in order to and focusing on building, I'm losing profit on so many other places. It doesn't work. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to waste your time on that. You have to manage the crew. You are not a builder. And that was the hardest thing to teach him. Yeah.
Right.
It took me a few years to you're going into a job site and you see the skill saw and I want to pick it up. I want to pick it up and I want to cut the board.
Yeah. No, they don't know to do the finishes like I do. I said, great, so teach them.
Yeah,
teach them.
It took me, at first, I was lucky enough to find very good people that I'm working with. So my top guy had been with me now for 14 years. And then I have guys that
Wow.
is 12, 13, 10. I'm trying, I'm basically picking my guys. A lot of times I'm picking, they don't need to be skilled. If you show me that you want to learn and you're a good person, I will teach you. I will teach you how to work, and basically, I'm teaching them my way to do stuff. Because everybody comes from a background of being a framer, being a drywall, whatever in the construction, and they coming and trying to do stuff that it's they can building a deck. You don't need to be a genius, but doing all those finishing work, that's what's need to be skilled.
That's
um,
right.
and
We're
and
finished carpenters, man.
yeah, so you have rough and finish. So yeah, you're taking a framer, but
Mm-hmm.
we know framer works very fast, but they don't going down to details. Everything is rough. So sometimes, when you're taking a framer and you try to teach him something new, it's difficult. So a lot of time I'm picking guys that have basic knowledge in construction, and I'm teaching them my way, how I want stuff to
But it's
be.
more than that. I think that the key is also to understand that they are
People and human,
people at
yeah,
the end of
yeah,
the day.
yeah.
And we always let them understand that they are part of the company, and they are part of who we are, and they are representing us. And we know them, and I always know them, all of them, the new ones, the old ones. We know them by name, we know their family, we know their wives, we hear about their kids, we meet with them, we do some parties
Nice.
together. They are friends of us. They're not just workers. When I'm coming to the job site and they are saying, "Hey,
Family.
patrona, patrona," I'm telling them, "No, patrona, Noah. I'm Noah. I'm your friend. We are working together in this company, and we have one vision to make this company the best." And they know that they are part of it.
Yeah, I'm making sure
Yeah,
that
right
if they
on.
see something, they let me know, because I'm not perfect and I do mistakes, and making sure they have an input. So every job we start basically is that we going over everything, and sometimes they see stuff that I don't see, and part of I'm telling them part of their job is to make sure I'm getting feedbacks, and if they see mistakes, they let me know, and we fix it together. And they doing mistakes, that's fine. I'm never pissed. So long it's not on purpose, we're doing mistakes, and we fix them, and it's fine. And it's always trying to be there for them.
Yeah.
If they have issues,
Mm-hmm.
problems, or sick, kids,
Nice.
wives, and I think that's the key. Um, Basically,
Yeah, they are part of the family.
yeah, to find good people. Now I have
Yeah.
people coming in,
Family.
if they
Family.
don't fit. Yeah, if they don't fit after a month or two, politely let them then go. Even if I need more guys, I prefer guys I can trust, and I know I'm leaving in a job site, um, and they're doing their best, and I can trust them. And that's the key, trust.
Nice.
And it goes both ways.
Okay, so just quickly, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, LA Dex, I give you guys, I probably give your name out once a month at least to somebody that doesn't want to pay me to fly to LA to build their deck. I'd probably be calling you anyways. So if that's the case, how do we get a hold of you guys?
We have a main office that always there every day from 7 to 5. Just call LA Dex. Make sure that you call LA Dex, because when you search for LA Dex in our area, all our competitors are using this name. And we are not like Dr. Deck. We don't
Mm-hmm.
have that as how you say, we never put that the marketing together, so we're not really good with that. So just make sure you're calling LA Dex and not someone who's trying to say that they're LA Dex. And
No imposters.
yeah, um, Yeah, and we have a showroom. We love when people are coming to our office, to the showroom, and see all the options. That's something that I think that we have the only decking, siding, fencing showroom at the area. So that's something that people love to come and see the materials, see the decks, materials installed there. That's something that clients love right now, and that's also us being part of Beyond Lumber, and we have the option to showcase all the materials for people to come and see. So I think that we got to a point in LA Dex when we had 60 W2s working for us, and
Wow.
we are doing between 150 to our best year. We had 170 projects a year. It's a lot. It's a huge volume.
Mm-hmm.
And managing such a huge company, you have to always make sure you have all the inventory. And we used to buy everything per project from Ganal. We had amazing salesmen at Ganal that Jerry kept us very close and helped us a lot with
Is
even
Ganal a lumberyard?
Ganal is a huge lumberyard in the
Okay.
area, yes. And even though we had him on our side and he always helped us, when COVID started, we couldn't find materials. It was really hard for us to get the materials on time. Back then, we had over 20 projects at a time, and we start understand that we have to buy materials in a much bigger quantities, and we have to start buying loads and containers in order to have all the materials on time on the job sites. And we started looking around and understand how we can buy these containers. We tried to buy direct from companies, and they blocked us because if you are a deck builder, you just cannot go and buy a container load.
You cannot buy a
Oh,
container.
back then you couldn't. Today you can.
Today you can.
Today you can. But
It
back
depends
then,
on the brand. It depends on the brand. But yeah, I'm guilty.
yeah. So yeah, at the end of the day, we start buying these loads, and when I saw the prices of these loads, it was very clear to me that even if I'm buying them and adding my percentage, I'm still much cheaper than most of the lumberyards around. And this is where we decided that we want to help contractors and lower the decking material prices, because lumberyards are just putting 50-60% of every linear feet that
Mm-hmm.
contractors are buying, and contractors just don't understand that. We did not understand that. We did not understand the amount of materials that we are buying as a company. And we opened Beyond Lumber. And we are working with most of the deck builders. Not everyone wants to work with us because we are LA Decks, which is fine. They think that they are helping LA Decks. They don't understand that they're doing themselves harm when they are not buying from us, because they are paying much more outside. But contractors and architects and designers and developers are working with us, buying from us. We have a variety of options. We understand what deck builder need. We understand the customer service they need. We understand that if they are sending their clients, that clients don't want to hear about other companies. They don't want to hear about the prices. We are there for the contractors. We are supporting the deck builder who's sending his client to my showroom, can ensure that the client will go with him and that they will buy materials that they want and they need. And I won't sell them ceramic tiles or pavers or concrete. They will build a deck with him.
Okay, so hold on right there. Hold on. That's a powerful statement. Sorry, Cal. That's a powerful statement that you just said, because what you're saying right now is that you're going to give those people the loyalty that they don't know if they can get from somebody else. You're guaranteeing that if you send a client to talk to me, I'm going to make sure that client is buying from you. That's a powerful statement, because I've seen it go the other way so many times in different scenarios and being in business myself. But I love what you just said, because it shows that, hey, not only can I give you a good deal or a better material for the same price, but I'm also going to be loyal. I love it.
100% helping them to sell. And this is what people don't understand. when they are sending people to my showroom, they are not just sending to a regular salesman. I understand what the client needs. I understand what the contractor needs. And I can help them to close the deal, not just for a deck, most of the time for a deck. And then I will get them to have think about a fence and a siding as well. And that's going back to you as a contractor. Now you have more opportunity because now they heard about that amazing thermally modification product that they can put next to your EPID deck, and it's just going to look amazing. And they're thinking, oh, maybe I can build an outdoor kitchen with that. Maybe I can build a fire pit with that. Maybe I will do an accent wall next to my deck. So if you're sending your clients to me, you're just going to get more work at the end of the day.
I'm going to start sending my clients to you too.
Send them over. That will be great. Yep.
Awesome.
And, so we have lots of contractors and designers and developers from San Diego and Los Angeles working with us.
Okay. Tell me, is there anything else you want to tell me about the lumberyard?
No, I think that,
you nailed it.
Yep. We did everything. We talked about everything we wanted to mention.
Okay. I think you've hit all the bullet points here today. Noah and Victor, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on our podcast. I feel like I know you a little bit better, and the next time I see you is going to be awesome just to give you guys a big bear hug and say hello. I'm sure our listeners will also appreciate it because they get to understand a little bit more about you two, what your struggles were, how you got here. It's kind of amazing to me. I'm very impressed because at being in business myself I started my business in 1991, and it's still very small. I only have a few employees compared to, whatever you guys are running right now. But I'm proud of you for building your business, and now you're integrating your children into it and all these other things. And we'll talk a little bit more. I have one thing in specific. Oops, sorry. If I hit the mic, I get scolded. There's one thing in particular that I'm going to drag over from this episode to our next Patreon episode. I want to talk. You hit Malibu. You talked about Malibu. I want to talk about Malibu as of today. Okay, but if you want to hear that, you're going to have to jump into our Patreon channel to get that information, guys. So I encourage you to subscribe to that. Noah, Victor, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you guys here in just a minute on our Patreon. And thank you for being on the Dr. Dex podcast. We really appreciate you guys. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Okay? Love you guys. Thank you so much. All right, over and out.